God is good. And all the time. Just like my brother here, I'm reminded that I have the longest tribute. So at home, guys are calling it Hardy Boys. Mom is calling it Bible. So I will try and skip a few paragraphs. Since my bro mentioned that umesoma mbele. Mr. Timekeeper, I'll be breaking some paragraphs to give some stories. Sometimes it's a bit hard. You want to put everything, but you know. So Dad, there is no hurry. These were your famous words to me whenever we had those tough discussions and conversations. You were a champion to me. I got to learn from how you handle your stuff, from childhood growing up as kids. Things had to be done the right way. Excuses were never entertained. From schoolwork to home duties. And dare you not achieve what has been said, the real teacher in you would appear in a flash. I remember the homework massacre. This is a story I couldn't write. I just have to give it out. So I remember Dad, over the weekend, he had a way of dressing. He could dress in such a way that you know he's not going to be here, or he'll dress in such a way that he'll be here, or it's 50-50. So this Saturday, it was 50-50. I remember first of all, when he gets out of the bedroom, he takes tea. Me and the guy who was here before me would peep, send out messages. No, leo meva 50-50, I end it. So we have to time when to play soccer, you know, and do your duties. So this particular day, he decided to sit outside there at the compound. And he used to sit in a manner where he would see the front door. So kuna mmoja anampelekea kiti nje, mwingine meza, chai na gazeti yake. So this day, he asked for his paper, he read his paper. So at about 11, no, before that, we were trying to pretend, me and the guy who was here, that we were doing duties. But in essence, we were behind there playing soccer. So at 11, Mzee decides, I need to start an operation. And when I think about it, I think the operation I discussed with Mom for a long time. So he calls Angela. Angela, Baka Leo was clean. Angela used to do her homework early. She has a nice handwriting. And when she's doing her homework on Fridays, me, Chris, John, while they are banging her door, we don't know how to do homework. It was a norm for us. So Angela is called first born, Jack. They go through. Remember me, Chris, and John are behind there playing soccer. So Angela comes. For Angela, it was easy. It's 5 minutes. She goes back to the house. The next person was Chris. I was 100% sure Chris had not started doing his homework. So Angela was a team player. So she came in running and she said, hey guys, you're being called. Dad wants to check your homework. So I saw Chris's eyes. Me, I ran to Angie. I knew I'll be after Chris. And asked Angie, Kunendaje? Angie just said, I saw a stick. And for me, I had done homework yesterday. But he's okay. Then I asked her again. So if you do a bit of that homework, he's fine. She told me, I think he's fine. So Chris, of course, went there with his homework, empty books. Me, I went to the bedroom. I scribbled maths. I remember my maths was, my homework was maths, geography, and English. So I scribbled a few solutions in maths, a few in English, a few in geography. Then I called my sister. Do you think, my sister told me, just go, he's okay. So we scribbled. A few minutes later, Chris walks in. I look at Chris's face, and I knew, who the good buyer. So me, I took my homework. I went to Mzee. He asked me, So I gave him the books. I gave him maths. He opened the book. He mumbled something. I think it was rubbish. He threw the book down. I think they were all wrong. And the guy said, next. So I gave him geography. So he opened the book for geography. So he opened and closed, opened and closed. Then I noticed that that book, the exercise book, was so muddy. It's like those, I was doing homework with chickens. I'd come from soccer, I didn't wash my hands. My fingerprints are all over the book. Then I'd done my English homework on the geography exercise. He just took one look at me, then he asked me, why are you sweating? I told him I was doing homework. So he took the book, looked at me, and he'd always say it in Kikuyu. So you would normally stand on his right-hand side. So he held my hand and told me, Ruwe Okahaha. Let me just tell you, this massacre started at 11. It ended at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Anyway. So I'll skip a few paragraphs of Hardy Boys. So, Dad, I never understood why you pushed me so hard. I never understood why you pushed me so hard then. As I reflect, it makes a lot of sense. You are modeling me to be who I am today. It is not in words, but in character that made this happen. We worked together, you taught me how to run stuff, balance book, and when to create time for myself. You always mentioned to me that if you don't get it right from the start, it won't be any good, but keep trying. The fun knew us a lot, a good storyteller. Your memory was one that always shocked me. How you remembered stuff from when you were a kid, how you achieved your duties as a kid. It just sounded like it was yesterday to you. You took care of your greater community, beyond your kids and mom, without any favors. And you always told me to never choose who to help, but help when you can. Your energy to solve hard family issues was one to admire. You rallied people and shared your ideas on how to get to sensible solutions. My haircut days with you were your haircut days with you were one of the best spent days in the recent past. All the way to Katanga for that haircut. But then no one could shave Mzee. There was this one guy in Kirawara who I never met, and I took this guy for 12 years for his haircut. And I never met him. That's the only guy who could touch Mzee's head. Your haircut, yes. You never allowed any other barber to touch your hair, but that particular barber. I see you at the front door waiting with excitement for the haircut trip. Mom would tell me, you got ready so early waiting for me. If we agreed 10 a.m., let it be so. You did not entertain lateness. You kept time and expected everyone else to do so. Always saying, if you can't keep time, then you can't achieve what you had planned for the day. Your love for football was clear. I remember those days of football made in Germany. Those were good days. You once played for your school, from what you told me, and claimed that you are the best of best. Well, Uncle Steve here has, I'm convinced. Well, I had my doubts, but now I'm convinced. But the funny thing is how you did not want us to play soccer. Playing soccer in the house was illegal. Let me tell you, if Mom bought a ball for us, she should give us a time to play before Dad comes back. It was illegal. So I got curious. You only gave me a reason not too long ago. And you told me, by then this was in Kikuyu. you will lose focus on your education. And anyway, Your body does not look like that of a footballer. Dad, the best still remains with me. I cannot write all this in as much as I want to. It is a lot of good memories. I'm tempted to, and I can go on and on. One thing though, you never prepared me for this. You are a master plan. The last few days were hard. I have known you to be the strongest man. Nothing shook you. From your firm handshake that I miss, to your fast walk, which most of us struggle to catch up with. Even when we willed you to see the doc, after a few tests and one tab medicine, you were out of that clinic like nothing had happened. The signs were not visible, although from some of your comments, it sounded like you knew. I remember my last breakfast with you. You kept insisting that you wanted to go see your dentist. I also insisted that we first address the issue at hand. The dentist will follow later. How I thought I had solved the dentist story. It came up again in the same city, and I was very curious why. The answer was so easy. Maybe I want to tell him bye forever. We both laughed, since I thought you were canceling the contract, but I guess you meant it. You meant what you said, though in a very cheeky way. We talked a lot, shared a lot of ideas together, and I'm very sure that Mom and my sibling got duties from you as well. This is how you liked working with the family. I can only comment on mine. I promise you that I will achieve what we discussed. It is a lot, so allow me to just choose the ones that are close to you. And before I forget, Dad, I will also share the secrets with Mom. Remember? The ones you always said, but don't tell Mom unless I'm not around. Mom, the secrets ni mingi. Utakunywa chai nakwambia. Dad, today marks a very special day in my life. As I lay you to rest, it also happens to be the day that you and Mom brought me to this world, that you have carved out for me. I feel honored. I will celebrate you. I feel honored and I will celebrate you. This is also the month that most of my siblings came to be. I can only say, what a way to celebrate you with a joy beyond words. So apparently most of us are born in May for some reason. So me and my bro, me and my brothers, me and my siblings were trying to calculate, how does this happen? So we worked backwards. So when Dad was working for UNDP, so unajua kuna kale ka holiday. No, you're out maybe for 1 year, then maybe you come back for a month. And when we did that calculation, Dad, allow me to stop here. I can go on and on. I'm comfortable that you're in God's loving arms, giving stories and looking upon us from heaven. I love you so much, Dad. It pains me that I will no longer see you or touch you physically and take you for the haircuts. Those were relaxed moments. For me, only that I never mentioned that to you, and I wish I did. It hurts me that I will never share that chomari with you on our Sundays and our choma days at home. You are always my first guest as I roasted whatever was on the fire. I know you were now at home, peacefully and always in my mind. I cherish the times, but I cherish the times, but this time it was God's time. Bwana SKG, ama Baba Nyambura, rest in peace till we meet again.